Hi, and welcome back to Bourbon Blinds, where the guys drink what y'all pick. So please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section or go ahead and email us at bourbonblindtasting@gmail.com. Sorry about that. Tonight's pick comes from Andy Carter, and thank you so much for dropping a comment in the comment section. Without you guys, I would not be able to pick what you guys are interested in, one. And two, as someone who doesn't drink a whole lot of bourbon, I would be at a loss. So I really appreciate all of your comments, thoughts. If you like the station, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you really love us, go ahead and check out our Patreon page, where there's all sorts of goodies and good stuff, extras, extra film. I think there's some free glasses, some shirts, you know, stuff like that. And with that, let me go grab that bottle. So tonight's bottle is this one, and as always, the guys don't know what they're drinking, so I'm not going to say it out loud because they're in the next room. They're going to tell you what it tastes like, tell you what they think the bottle should be paid for on the shelf, instead of getting all the hype of the name and all of that good stuff, and give you some honest opinions, thoughts, and all the rest of that good stuff. So...
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bourbon Blind. I'm Kyle.
I'm Jason.
We taste whiskey. We don't know what it is. We give you how much we think the bottle would be worth without the influence of the label. That way we get the true value of the bourbon to us. Take that for what it's worth. We're not experts. We don't claim to be. We're just two dudes who love bourbon and whiskey and rye and... yeah, we like whiskey.
Chocolate.
So
summer sausage and cheese.
And with pepperoni, especially. Down in the comments, Bourbon Shenanigans, he's usually on everyone's pages. Super active dude, really cool. We were talking about doing the 10 Roses SP, 10 Roses recipe. All 10 4 Roses recipes.
The 10 Roses.
Which we're going to call the 10 Roses. We were trying to decide how much of each to do, like a half ounce of each, and you're not really getting a whole lot of whiskey. At an ounce apiece, you're getting 10 ounces, almost a half a bottle of barrel-proof whiskey. That's a lot of whiskey. So, he was saying there'd be a lot of shenanigans after 10 ounces of barrel-proof whiskey. And his name's Bourbon Shenanigans, so.
Right between 6 and 7 shots. Yeah.
Yeah. At barrel proof. Exactly.
Those ain't rookie numbers.
Not rookie numbers.
Sorry, Matthew McConaughey.
Marcus Cowan wants to see Old Granddad 114. Brad Henderson. Bro, apparently he lives like somewhere between Louisville and Lexington, like right in the heart of Bourbon County. And he has never had a store pick. I know. And he's like, don't yell at me. I was like, this is me yelling at you. Like, why? So he texted me back and he said, yeah, I'm going to go get some. I found a couple store picks. Actually, some Blanton's, I think a Weller 107 and a Buffalo Trace. He was going to go pick them up. So hopefully you've tried that by now. Let us know what you think of it. Send us an email, bourbonblindtasting@gmail.com. Same thing with all you guys. If you have a bottle that you want to see on the show, go ahead and email us or put it down in the comments. We'll get that out to you. Erin will try and make it happen. Get it on her list. So, also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, everything at Bourbon Blind. Patreon.com/bourbonblind. Instagram is Bourbon Blind. Everything is. Try and keep it consistent for you guys, except the email address, which of course is bourbonblindtasting@gmail.com. That being said, on the Patreon, there's all kinds of stuff. There's shirts. This is actually a prototype. They printed it smaller than it was supposed to be, but you get an idea. Shirts, glasses, all kinds of cool other little prizes for you guys in there. So, way to give back back to the community. You guys for supporting us. We appreciate you. So, you ready to get into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cheers, sir.
Ooh, very spicy.
Yeah.
High proof.
Fairly dark color on that. Like a nice copper. Copper color.
I don't know. I've had LASIK. I have Wang vision, and this looks a little lighter.
Dr. Wang.
It's the light coming off, the reflecting off the countertop, I guess.
Gotta hold up to the light. Decent legs, not bad. Kind of running fairly quickly. Pretty close together, running fairly quickly.
They are.
I didn't actually go in for a taste. I almost did.
Standard
came
oak,
close.
vanilla,
Yeah,
tobacco,
like a toffee.
spice,
You getting some sort of fruit in there?
cinnamon.
I'm getting
maybe
some
dark.
sort of fruit.
Maybe something dark. Dark cherries.
Yeah. Maybe like a raisin. Getting a little bit of raisin in there. Like you said, oak, vanilla, a little bit of caramel in there. Not,
Definitely getting ethanol.
yeah, for sure.
A lot of it. Maybe a little bit of chocolate. There's something
Yeah, I can see the chocolate. Definitely can down in the
sort of
back.
darker sweet.
Almost like a baking chocolate. Like,
Like if you think you're about to make some chocolate milk with some Hershey's powder,
right?
but then you realize it don't work that way.
I've done that before and it didn't work. It needed a lot of sugar.
Going in.
Yeah, I mean it's sweet and
Ooh. This is definitely a higher proof.
yep. Definitely some ethanol in there. I'm gonna reserve judgment for my second taste to see flavors.
I gotta recover from that. That was kind of caught me off
Threw you
guard.
off a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, now I'm starting to get some rye.
Some black peppers in there. Caramel. Toffee, vanilla.
Maybe a little port.
I can see that. Yeah.
A little bit
For
of a
sure.
port finish. Almost.
Yeah, especially that transitioning. It's more of going to like a dark fruit kind of finish back there. Nice long finish. I will say that. It's going. Almost translating into like a chocolatey.
I'm definitely
at the
gonna
very end.
have to add some water to this.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more there that I'm not able to pick up on because the ethanol is just kind of overpowering.
See if we can open it up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess 130 proof.
Really? You're going up there.
Yeah. It's up there.
Let's see.
Which I like. I like a lot of proof. I like knowing that it's straight out of the barrel and untainted.
Some things have their place being cut, but yeah, I'm with you. I like the barrel proof. Gotta get that flavor in there. Better? Worse? Same?
Little barrel. A little barrel.
It's got some barrel in there.
A little more floral now. I'm starting to pick up on like a freshly cut lawn.
You know, I gotta say, if this is a higher proof, for how quickly the legs are running on that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do. What is at the bottom of this glass?
Whiskey.
Master's Reserve.
Yes.
Is that who made the glasses for us?
It's the name of the glass. They're from sterlingcutglass.com. So go check them out. They're the ones that made them. Deep etch.
It's probably not focused up there, is it?
No, probably not. They do a nice deep etch on them. They have a light etch and a deep etch. If you have a Whiskey Society, a lot of times they'll make you some free samples, or a free sample.
This is really nice.
Isn't it, though? Like, they did a really good job on that.
As a deep etch, like, I can fill this with my fingernail. It goes down in there. Really.
Which kind of makes you wonder, like, how, like, the glass doesn't look that... I mean, well, this one is. Like, the Glencairns are... They don't feel super thick and heavy. Like, they did a good job on it. And they got some great prices, too. I know I feel like I'm, like, selling their glasses, but they really do a great job.
I like that.
They're actually who we go through for our Patreon supporters. We have Glencairns on the way. They're having the same logo on them, Bourbon Blend logo. So, for you guys that support us, appreciate that. And you guys will be getting those.
I really like this bourbon.
I do too. It's not... I don't know. Like, I definitely like it. I almost want to say it's not overly complex, but at the same time, like, there's a good bit in there.
I've got this strong feeling that this is a really expensive bourbon just because of how high the proof is, or how high I'm guessing the proof is.
Right.
And it's really good.
The question is, would you be willing to pay that for it? That's the question.
So I guess I'm going to give 2 ratings on this bourbon because of how high I think the rating is, or the proof is. I'm going to say how high I think it costs and how much I would pay for it. Which sometimes is, a lot of times it's the same number, a lot of times it's different.
Right. So I added that water, and I know what you're saying, like, you definitely get a little more of that floral essence on it.
It comes out in it.
Yeah.
Which a floral nose in general is a more of a subtle nose. It can be more of a subtle nose. I'm picking up grass or freshly cut lawn, which is sort of subtle, and
it sounds like
the ethanol covers that up in the beginning.
It sounds like a bad thing, but it's really, at least for me, like, it's not a bad thing in this one. Let's see.
I keep going back to my water to kind of cleanse my palate a little bit because I feel like this is something, this higher proof bourbon is something that you should drink slowly and really savor.
I feel like that's a good idea.
It's kind of burning up my palate. It does have a high ethanol content. What are you going to guess on the ethanol? I guessed 130.
I don't think it's that. I'm going to say like in the 100, 110 area.
Really?
Yeah. I could be completely wrong. I mean, I think it's definitely higher, but either that or maybe like a younger whiskey that's at a lower proof. You know what I mean?
It could be. Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's super aged longer than 10 years or anything. Ooh. Get ethanol on there.
Back to the port. I'm getting some port notes.
With that chocolatey finish. Which reminds me, I mean, I was going to say I feel like we've had this before, but I'm sure we have because it came out of my cabinet.
If it's a whiskey, we've had it.
I mean, there is some stuff in there that hasn't been opened yet, or maybe it has now, but
there's a bitterness on
but
the
there's something that I've had before that had that like chocolatey finish on it, and I don't remember.
There's a bitterness on the tail end that reminded me of a dark chocolate.
There was something that I remember picking up in a whiskey months ago that I was like, ooh, that's like a dark chocolate finish, and I don't remember what it was now, but
I love dark chocolate too. Do you have any?
I don't. I have no dark chocolate right now. Sorry.
And it's almost midnight. Nobody's open with dark chocolate. Oh, Walmart's always open with dark chocolate. That 90%.
Ooh. Did you go back to the original? After it?
I did.
I think that's definitely better without the water. You can add that to the list. Stuff that's better without water. I
still haven't rated it.
I haven't either. I was trying to think, like,
This one's hard to
I want
rate.
to say in that 50 to 60 area, maybe 70, but
You're confident on this one because you're rating it before I am. Usually I always give my rating first.
no, I mean, like, I don't know, man. It's all there.
It's hard to tell whether it's a younger, lower proof or a higher proof. And
older.
yeah,
I don't think it's super old. I mean, it's. I could be wrong. I don't.
It doesn't taste as complex as a lot of the older whiskeys.
Or as refined, I guess you could say.
A couple tasty notes in there. I'm gonna go with $50 firm.
Yeah. Just because I was in that 50 to 60 range. You got to make me $10 higher, as always.
Well, usually you do that because you're the second one to rate it. I've rated it first.
Yes. But now it's you doing it, so you can't say that I did it on purpose.
Okay. $45.
Gotta be that guy.
Now that I've rated it. Okay. It's not the bottle that I was hoping it wasn't, so that's good.
I have no clue what you thought that it was or wasn't. You want to do the honors? Yeah, I'm in that 50 to 60 price range. I hope it's not super expensive. We gon' see. We have had signed bottles, so you're sitting there like rubbing the bottle and getting it excited.
It's a 1790. Yep. 1792 foolproof.
Dang.
Kind of
Yeah,
surprised. I am kind of surprised.
You were right in that 125 proof.
I think I said 130. It's up there.
I think you said 120 to 130.
It's up there. This is 62.5% or 125 proof. This is the single barrel, hand selected by MC's Package Store. Single barrel select.
They're out of Knoxville. Speaking of which, I saw someone pick up one recently that I think still had the 17-year code on it, which means they might still have some of these.
Now, historically,
this is one of my favorite ones.
Historically, with 1792 foolproof, which I think this is the first store pick I've ever had of this. Historically, the first thing I always pick up that comes out first is the dark cherries. Dark cherries. And I really love that on the 1792s. Now, I didn't pick that up this time. Maybe a little bit.
We got the dark fruit. Yeah. I think you even said dark cherries.
But it wasn't overpowering. It wasn't the first thing that came to me.
No. But it has, I mean, it's ran through its course. I mean, it's gone through a good bit.
Now, I see this
I still stand by what
750 milliliters that's almost gone. And I haven't had any of it until now, and I'm wondering who all you've shared this with besides me.
You've been over here numerous times we've had this bottle.
I have never had a store pick of 1792.
That's the only thing that's been open in my cabinet is 2 different store picks of 1792. So
no.
There's holes in your story, bro.
Unless you just put the sticker on there.
There's holes in your story.
Nope. There's holes in your story.
He's ungrateful. He comes over, the first thing he says is, "Where's the George T. Stagg?"
I want to see what level it's at.
So the 1792 foolproof, they say foolproof, they don't say barrel proof, because the 125 proof is the proof that it enters the barrel at. So when they pull it out, it may be 126, it may be 130, and then they proof that back down to the original 125 proof.
I didn't know that. I feel like you've told me that before, but I wasn't listening to you because I was probably texting.
You were probably drinking my George T. Stagg.
No, because I don't have any bullet holes in my head.
So 1792, made by Barton Distillery. Really cool tours and stuff. If you guys are in the area, definitely check them out. Also, check out this bottle. This is, I believe, a $40 to $45 bottle on the shelf.
Where'd you buy that one?
MC's is out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And they do have some awesome picks over there. Usually have some Four Roses, some 1792, some Russells.
Don't get shot. I hear crime is pretty bad in Knoxville.
What? No.
You're right. I'm thinking Memphis.
I was going to say Memphis, maybe.
You're right. Just cut that part out of the video.
No, Knoxville's legit. They got some awesome stores over there. And their prices are awesome. Like I said, I think this one was like $40. So
I got a military friend that lives in Knoxville.
have them run over there. They're on the east side.
Adam Freeman. He's not a big bourbon drinker.
Even better. More for you. So anyway, guys, super awesome. I highly recommend this bottle. I'm glad I gave it a good price because I've always loved this bottle, knowing what it is when I drank it. So drinking it blind. I went back to it. I didn't get that super dark cherry that I usually get on it. So
I get more rye, much more rye than I do cherry.
It was there. You know what I mean? We had that
What's
dark.
the mash bill?
I don't know. They don't publicize it as far as I know. If I remember correctly, when we were at the distillery, they said they usually get 8 truckloads of corn a day and 1 truckload of rye a day. And then there's some barley thrown in there, obviously. So you could extrapolate from that a rough estimate of how much rye is in there. I'd say probably 15%-ish, give or take. Obviously,
I definitely taste the rye on this one.
Like I said, they don't publicize it, so if you guys know, put it down in the comments. That'd be awesome to know, because like I said, I don't. But I do remember they get like 8 truckloads of corn and 1 truckload of rye a day. So take that for what it's worth.
Probably making like moonshine, straight corn moonshine on the side, selling that illegally.
Right.
Just kidding.
So anyway, guys, until next week, drink blind.
Blindly drink. I'm surprised.
Me too. Like I said, we've always gotten that dark, super dark cherry on this, but
I definitely don't get that. I barely pick it up at all.
I don't notice it really. Which is weird because this pick.
This is the same
MC's
bottle. This is the same bottle that we've previously gotten dark cherry from.
Yes, actually, the
I don't
one
think
that
so,
I
man.
Yes,
There's
I
no
know.
way.
I know for a fact. And
No.
I actually had a pour of this like a month or so ago, and I noticed, I was like, I didn't get that crazy dark cherry like I've always gotten on it. So I don't know if it's just because it's been open for like a year, or
No, this is not the bottle. There was another one in here.
there was, and it's from an ABC store in Alabama. Because I remember I had this one, and I was like, that is freaking amazing. And then we were waiting in line at that store down in Alabama, and I picked up another bottle. I was like, sweet, $17.92 store pick. And I got it, and I was actually really disappointed by it. So, yes, this is the one that we've always gotten the dark cherry.
Not. No. It wasn't.
It was,
No,
I'm telling you.
But like, as it was coming out of the bottle from the other side of the house, I was taking a shit, and you were pouring it in the kitchen, and I was like, cherries. And then I came into the room, and I thought you were baking a cherry pie. And then I took it, and I drank it, and I thought I was drinking cherry extract.
Like I said, the last time I had a pour out of it, I didn't get that. So maybe it's just been sitting, and it kind of lost that.
I don't know. That's
Cherryness.
very interesting. Because every 1792 Foolproof I've ever had, and I've got one. I forgot to tell you about that one. That's another bourbon I have in my closet.
Oh, so you got another one you didn't even tell me. You're like, hey, these people have one.
No,
Do you want one?
I've got my 2 scotches, my Glenlivet and my Glenmorangie. I've got Blanton's. I've got 1792 Foolproof. And I've got... Oh, the Willet. Right.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to boost those numbers.
Yeah, I don't
though.
have much. I've drank most of my shit.